What is up, everybody? It's okay. Today we're looking at 21 NBA trade deadline deals to dream about. This is an article by Bleacher Report. I'll put the link down below. And so yeah, let's see what they have to say. I'm assuming the Philadelphia 76ers are gonna be in this just because of James Harden. So let's find out. So what did I say? What did I say? James Harden finally lands with the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, what do they say? Is anyone else having fun imagining that Philadelphia 76ers president of basketball operations, Daryl Morey, is a former Houston Rockets staffer dishing all the dirt on the toxic state of James Harden's time with the Houston Rockets, driving down the asking price in the hypothetical trade? There's no evidence to support that idea, but as unfounded conspiracy theories go, it's a good one. So, I actually haven't thought about this trade much, but honestly, if he's feeding bad information about James Harden, why would he want him back? Right? Like, it'll just mess up his career and the 76ers and all their chances at winning basketball. So, why would they do that? So, I've seen a lot of people say, Ben Simmons involved in the trade, but, I'm not sure. So, Rockets makes it hard to imagine he'll remain on the roster until the 2021 deadline. So true. If he does, and if the Sixers don't like the look at the Joel Embiid Ben Simmons pairing after a few months of study, the most logical trade will involve Harden and Simmons with the 76ers throwing in some number of future first round draft. Like, yeah, he's a superstar, but yeah, he has some chemistry problems, and Ben Simmons still has a lot of value. No, if you think he's bad, well, he's still the first overall pick. He can do everything. He can steal the ball. He can block shots. He can assist. He can rebound. He can score, and he's so young. And then you're getting 32-year-old James Harden. So why would you throw in first round picks? That just doesn't make sense. You're getting 2 years of service from him. And yeah, he wants to go to Philly, but what if chemistry problems don't work out, or Daryl Morey and James Harden have some problems again? He's a free agent this offseason. He'll just walk. And you throw all that first round picks and Ben Simmons for nothing. Maybe for 1 year of service, but do you really think they can win a championship that year? It's possible, but then if you go into the West, like the Lakers, the Clippers, Brooklyn, Boston, it's hard, right? So, yeah. Atlanta goes for it with Gobert. Okay, this is interesting. I actually haven't seen it before. Let's see what they say. Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz are a ways apart on extension talks. The Supermax, which Gobert wants, can't be afforded after the season. Okay, first of all, Rudy Gobert, why do you want a Supermax? I mean, yeah, you're like a top 5 center in the NBA, but you're not elite at that level. Like, even Giannis only gets a Supermax. And Paul George got a Supermax, and people are already thinking the Clippers are crazy or something. And it's debatable if Paul George is better than Rudy Gobert. He certainly was back in his MVP days in 2019, and he's been better all around. So, I think Rudy Gobert deserves around $28 million a year, average out, but a max contract is a bit too much. A super max contract is way too much. So with the clock ticking, it's possible the two-time Defensive Player of the Year will enter the 2020 to 2021 season on an expiring contract, pulling the Jazz to a decision. I mean, it's possible. It really depends on what you like more. If you want offense more, then you'd go with John Collins. If you want defense more, you'd go with Gobert. Personally, I actually go with Gobert, but then again, I'm not that sure with the Hawks, because they have a ton of offensive power, so they'll probably focus on offense more than defense. Anyway, so do they ride it out and risk losing Gobert for nothing in unrestricted free agency, or do they get what they can for him in the trade? Yeah, like, this is another problem. If Gobert doesn't feel like staying, he leave. And John Collins is also a free agent, I'm pretty sure. If you trade him away and then Gobert leaves, there's like legit no chance he's gonna be coming back. He just feels like a sacrifice lamb, right? So, if he comes, let's see what they say. Atlanta could include Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter, or Cam Reddish, and possibly. Okay, if they're doing this, then they're giving up their whole future. Cause then, Trae Young is their only piece left, and if John Collins doesn't come back, he's legit the only piece. You're giving up Cam Reddish, who played well, DeAndre Hunter, the 4th pick in the 2019 draft. Now, I think he's good. Kevin Huerter, a good scorer, and Okongwu, who's another great rookie in my opinion. But I don't even think they should put that in there. Like, there's just no way Atlanta is giving up their whole future, no matter if they're a bust. I really think they should wait. I think maybe they should even sign him in free agency if they can. So what will help Utah? Actually, yeah, they can see if they're good or not. If they're really bad, then there's no point trading for Gobert because they can't make the playoffs anyways. What's the point? Why are you giving up so much depth? If you're a contender and you want to win a championship this year, then sure, you can go for it. Miami Heat pivot from the Giannis plan. Okay. First of all, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, whose mind is going to make $60 million or more, maybe $70 million a year for the next season. So you have around $6 million left for your whole 11 players, which is tiny bit. Now obviously they can go over the salary cap, but yeah, and you probably win a championship, but you still need that depth. What if one or two of them gets injured, right? You'd be relying on them way too heavily. But yeah, you have Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson are really cheap contracts, but you don't have that much pieces to fill out an entire rotation of really, really cheap and really, really good players. Even just below average players, it would be kind of challenging. Anyways, back to the article. Giannis Antetokounmpo's decision to stick with the Milwaukee Bucks on a Supermax extension will change the plan of several NBA teams that set aside cap space to sign him in 2021 free agency, perhaps none more so than the Miami Heat. Okay, I actually disagree with that. I think the Raptors were chasing him way more. That's just my opinion. Ultimate loss for the East's 2020 Finals representative, as he can still reap the benefits of an offseason that put a premium on future flexibility. Rather than decline the various 2021 to 2022 options they have on Goran Dragic, Andre Iguodala, Myers Leonard, and Avery Bradley, they can use those as matching salaries in the trade for Bradley Beal. Why would the Wizards even want that? Why would they want that for their star Bradley Beal? It makes no sense. And they're not talking about first round picks right now. And also, are you going to put Tyler Hero at the point guard? Yeah, but then Duncan Robinson has to move to the bench. Kendrick Nunn has to move to the bench. And they were both starters last year. So, and they've not been playing worse. So, it might not be an easy decision to inform them about. But they're not getting anywhere in a year or two. And just bringing in Russell Westbrook and then trading away Bradley Beal, what's the point of doing that then, right? To get in Russ, they're probably trying to at least see how far they can go. And unless they're terrible, which I wouldn't say they would be. Then it makes sense. But then again, you have to then trade away Russell Westbrook too, probably, and fully start your rebuild. It's really unlikely. Anyways, okay. Joel Embiid for Karl Anthony Towns. What? Hold on, let me first process that. Joel Embiid for Karl Anthony Towns. Why though? I mean, unless it has to do with James Harden's trade failing and Ben Simmons is stuck in Philly. I mean, yeah, but like, I think that Joel's a better player. He's he might not be better offensively. He might be around the same, but he's way better defensively. And D'Lo and Cat, I haven't seen them play much, but I think they can be a good duo. And you haven't seen Anthony Edwards play yet either. So like, they can maybe compete for like a playoff spot, or like even go deep in the playoffs in the near future. So like, why are you doing this? We're getting way out into fantasy land on this one, as the Sixers and Minnesota Timberwolves swap franchise centers. If you took the human element out of it, there's an easy argument that Towns' elite spacing and offensive punch would open up Ben Simmons' game in ways Embiid never could. Meanwhile, Embiid would give Minnesota a defensive presence who might be potent enough to offset the struggles that surely come from giving D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Juancho Hernan-Gomez significant playing time. It kind of makes sense, their play style, but then again, if I were the Sixers, I would want like a first round pick, or like at least like 2 second round picks, because Embiid is still better in my opinion. And if the Timberwolves really wanted to get rid of Cat or try to, they'd probably be willing to do that, you know? Because like there's not much other fits that they can target right now. Embiid's injury history is a worry, and all Towns' production has yet to translate to consistent team success. Towns is younger and under contract for a year longer, while Embiid has already proven he can dominate playoff series, right? So, like, that's another reason why I'm saying Embiid is better. Both players have their pluses and minuses, which almost cancel each other out. That's what I mean. Like, why would you do that, right? It's almost unnecessary. Yeah, you can do that and maybe it'd be better, but would it really help that much, right? No team is finessing each other. It's tough, right? Maybe this is the purest challenge trade ever. Imagine, as it's not clear which side would feel the need to ask for a little something extra to get the job done. Maybe Embiid's health would give Minnesota a small opening to ask for a pick. But you could just as easily see Philly demanding one because it's surrendering the guy who's dominated on both ends at points of his career. Like, this is a problem, right? I completely agree. Last trade. Dallas adding Jonathan Isaac. Okay. You get Porzingis, who is injury prone. Then you add Jonathan Isaac, who is injured, gets back from recovery soon. Yeah, you'd be I mean, it depends on what you're giving away, right? So let's see. Isaac's future is even hazier than Porzingis', but that could work in Dallas' favor. Maybe the Orlando Magic are already feeling some nerves about extending him or facing a restricted free agency in 2021, and would prefer to come some risk by taking back a 25 first rounder and a quality rotational player like Maxi Kleber. Josh Green and Jalen Brunson are also cheap and promising. Orlando could have interest in either of them. A 2025 first round pick doesn't seem valuable. Because then Luka would be an absolute beast. Jonathan Isaac could be really good. KP would be in his prime. You know? For this Mavs, this would be a bet that Isaac can stay healthy and realize his potential as a DPOY candidate. His length up front, alongside Porzingis, would be a flat-out unfair. And if there's any team equipped to survive on offense, with Isaac's suspect scoring and spacing, it's the one led by Luka Doncic and a 7'3" dude firing off threes at will. If the trade gets pulled off, and they all progress as expected, oh my god, that team would be just flat out scary. Dallas knows it basically has one more chance to add a third star before Luka signs his next deal and gets too expensive to allow for a huge addition. Isaac is too risky to peg as that third star, and if it costs Dallas too much in trade assets, or if Isaac's price on his next contract is too rich, the fit wouldn't make sense. But if the Mavs could essentially stash Isaac for this season, keep him at a reasonable rate, and then still go out and add another high-end starter in free agency, that's basically an ideal path to a championship roster. I don't think getting another high-end starter would be possible. I just don't. You got expensive pieces like Dwight Powell, Tim Hardaway Jr., unless you're trading that away. And they didn't actually mention the trade, so I don't know. But if it's true, yeah, it could work out. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Please subscribe if you like what I'm talking about, and hit that like if you want me to react to more articles, more highlights, more rankings and all that, more NBA related. If you want me to do more gaming, comment down below and say which one trade made most sense to you, and if none of them did, then say none of them did. I'd love to read these reactions. So, that's the end of this video, and peace out.